Alrighty then, my store is back to its normal drama, which is not having hamburger buns, so I'm gonna make my own. This is the recipe that I use for hoagie rolls that is on my channel. So I'm starting out with 1 1/4 cups warm water. I do use a thermometer to make sure I've got it between 105 and 110. And I'm putting in a tablespoon of instant yeast. If you're not using instant yeast, but you're using regular yeast, dry active yeast, you're gonna want to wait till this foams up. This is my favorite creature right here because I don't use a mixer. This is my, I think it's Danish dough hook, available on Amazon. And I got issues here. My tide is fixing to come in. I need to get some bait fish to go fishing. So we're going to feed our yeast. If you're using active dry, you would wait till this foams up. Usually takes about 10 minutes. And we're feeding it 1 tablespoon of sugar, azúcar. I'm just gonna mix it up in here. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. You can use vegetable shortening. I'm gonna add 1 1/2 teaspoons, let me make sure, 1 1/2 teaspoons of kosher salt. Squiggle that around. And we're gonna start with 3 cups of flour. Ain't hard. All right, we've got a little husband interrupt us, but we're gonna go with 3 cups, all-purpose, not self-rising flour. Anybody can do this recipe. The worst thing that happens is you'd have some misshapen burger buns. That's all that would happen. That's 1, 2, and 3. So you can shape this into hoagie rolls, weenie buns, or hot dog buns. Oops, throw a little flour around, because you ain't doing it right if you ain't messing it up, or pushing it around. So I'll keep mixing. It is dry and crumbly, so do not be alarmed. So I gotta put gloves on, food safe gloves, because I got bobos from my smoke alarm drama. So we're gonna spread a little out, get it out of this bowl, because we're going to oil this bowl and then put this back in there to rise. It's a wee bit dry and sticky. Who knew that could happen at the same time? There we go. Now we're talking. And if you have not kneaded bread, it is very relaxing. Especially if you're in the house by yourself and you just get your knead on. But since I have husband interrupt us, I'm gonna ask him to give me that little spray bottle of olive oil if he'd be so kind.
Hi. There you go, love.
Thank you. So I'm gonna spray my bowl with that little bit of olive oil. Work it around. Okay, so we're gonna work it into a wee bit of a ball. You cannot mess that up. That's what the bottom looks like. Don't matter. Remember, this is gonna be burger buns. Or you can make weenie buns. What kind of bun you need? All right, so we've got a soft little crumbly ball. We're gonna drop it in this. I choose to spray my top with a little olive oil. And then I'm going to cover this and I'm gonna let it double in size. It usually takes 1 hour. Hey, my Band-Aid stayed on, winning. So I wet the center of a towel I'm gonna lay this over, and you can see I have used this in canning. So that is the rings. I choose to put this in my oven with the light on. I don't have a proof setting. So this is gonna rise for an hour, and I'm gonna give you a mask update. So you've probably seen my video where at the start of this, I made a bandana mask to hook over the ears with ponytail holders. So since then, I have updated to this. So it is just a pleated mask with some fabric ties I've rolled over. This was a nightmare with the point of an iron. It was so hot, but you have to use the products that you have. At first, I was trying to make them all proper, where these little ends were inside, and then you have this big bunch of the ties in the middle, and it just stunk. And I thought, what am I, in a fashion show? Hell no. So I just sewed them back here. You can do this without a sewing machine. This happens to be 3 layers with just, these were pillowcases I had. That's a nice thick fabric. And I have a cheap Brother from Walmart that I got off of Craigslist from somebody for 20 bucks, and that thing is a drunk. So in this one, I actually used matching string, just because it was easier to use that thick fabric. But this is not fun making masks, but these were just for the start. And I can always use this, so I am not getting rid of this, and I have a buttload of bandanas. So, that's your mask update. And when you wash your masks, we place them in these little lingerie bags. This is my husband's, right? So I had to make his tan a little more macho. I thought maybe I should put a pirate flag on it, but I didn't. But that will keep those long strings from catching on the agitator in my washer or getting wrapped around other things. Alrighty, let's take a look. Oh, I think bread is fascinating. That's an entity. It's alive. All right, so on this, we're not gonna really punch it down. Oh, look at that, came all the way out. Beautiful. Let me read my instructions. Okay. We're gonna do a little bit of kneading. Why is this crooked? Well, because it's at my house. Oh, wish I didn't have to have gloves on, but I got bobos. Okay. So now we are going to attempt to make something that's like a hamburger bun. So let's stretch this out. Okay. I'm gonna roll and form into a tiny ball, because we have to let this rise as well. So, I have parchment paper. Roly, 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 roly. Just try to form into a ball. We're not doing a homemade hamburger bun photo shoot. Just make something that resembles a burger bun. Maybe they'll be too small. Who cares? Store ain't got them. We're gonna make them the best we can. I think I will add some to that first little pitiful one. So I'm just gonna kind of mold it, right, into a little ball. These are all gonna be too big, those. So if they're too big, you think, pull some off. And this is the best thing you'll ever buy for $6. Roll it into a little ball. Same thing at the back. And then we're gonna just basically shape it into a hamburger. So the same recipe as my hoagie roll. Pull some of that off. Form your little ball. Shape into what we think is a hamburger bun. This is not like a top and a bottom. This will be the whole bun. Got a little fatty end piece. So what we have to do is slice these in half. Form my ball. I'll keep doing that and show you. So here they are. Let me get my little sprayer of olive oil with a little spray, and then we have to cover these and let them rise. So we're going to use that same towel. We should get a pretty rise. The other great thing about this bench scraper is you can easily get up off of your surface. If I'm making biscuits, I do that on my marble cutting board because it is always cool and you need everything to be cold then. So we're gonna let these rise. Let's see how long. Gonna let them double, probably take an hour. I'm gonna have an afternoon coffee and I'm still waiting on the tide from the big moon, okay, to catch me some bait fish. Irritating. Okay, I'm preheating my oven to 375. Oh my goodness. Oh, they got too fat and they growed together. That's no bueno. But anyway, I'm preheating to 375 and let's see what they'll cook for. 25 to 30 minutes. Oh yeah, gonna be good. Oh my goodness, pretty. Let's take them out and take a look-see. Oh. The wildest sizes I have ever made. Oops. Okay. Nice on the bottom. Very good. We're going to taste this little one. So let's see what it's like, even though it is fresh out of the oven. God, it smells fabulous in here, like bread smells. Hotsy totsy. Oh, I can dig it. Budna. Oops. Oh yeah, we're gonna try that in a second. That is gonna be some kind of good. Now the rest of them, I'm just letting them sit there with their big self. I done made Texas size hamburger buns, but oh well. And this was one I thought, oh, I'll slide it since it did that quadruple rise. Oh, I'll put it on another cookie sheet. That was a bad idea. But guess what? I get a tasty snack. So I got mine loaded with butter. Oh my God. Go ahead. That is so good. That is beautiful. That quadruple ride was insane. I've never had that happen before. Here, Vern, try that. It's hot. Very hot. Are you feeling it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. If I can do it, you can do it. Hamburger buns. It ain't rocket science. Give it a whirl. Wowzer. So I use my bench scraper and cut them apart from each other, and then I put butter on the top. I will not slice them in half until they've completely cooled, and I'll use a serrated knife. Wowzer. I have never had a quadruple rise. Let me find one where you can see the inside. Tell me that is not a beautiful thing. Oh my Lord. Gosh, I love to make bread. Too cool. Alrighty then, so tonight is a nice hamburger night.
Them buns are so good, I could make them into an oxygen sandwich.
An oxygen sandwich.
Yeah, that's when you ain't got no meat or nothing to go up inside. All you got is the bread.
Well, it was delicious. Thanks for sharing that little one with me. So we're gonna slice up one of our buns. Do we want a big bun? Or do we a little one? Nice. I'm gonna go for the little one. And I did butter the tops of them. And I'm using a good serrated knife. Oh yeah, look at that. My husband's already eaten another one. I'm like, bro, it's not bread. Hear that sound? That's what you want to hear, but you want that soft inside like we did on our hoagie rolls. I have never had a quadruple rise like I did. Next time I'll make sure, and it may not rise that much. Oh yeah, can you dig it? Soft and springy. This is gonna rock. And now I go to take a shower because it has been a day of playing with a friend's marsh swimming dog who got pluff mud all over my feet, running across my feet. But goodness gracious, what a nice moment to actually have some socialization. I dug it.